So this morning, I just signed a 6-figure contract for a collaborational deal. Now, everybody looks at me as like some sort of like fitness coach or business mentor or whatever it may be, but a lot of people don't know that I've pretty much done everything that you could do with social media. I've technically done e-com through merch selling. I've been an influencer. We're having multiple collaborations with some really high level brands. I've worked with the MyProteins. I've worked with the Ghosts. I ran a 7-figure fitness coaching company, and I've created an incredible personal brand where people would watch my content for years to come. And the thing about owning a business is making sure that you don't have just one source of income. Me personally, I have many. I've got my fitness coaching brand, which makes over 7 figures a year. I've got my fitness mentorship company, which helps other coaches do the same as me, which makes multi 6 figures a year. I've got my brand collaborations, which now make 6 figures a year. I've got my personal brand, which doesn't make me a lot of money, but through YouTube ad revenue will definitely do the trick. And I've also got my apparel for my coaching brand, which is private merch selling. The only people that can buy it is very limited. We do limited drops with inside the community where people can directly buy from us, but it's only our clients to give that exclusivity. And of course, I've got multiple investments which make me money every single month too. It's so important to be diversified, and that's exactly what this video is going to be about. Your fitness coaching company may be doing well, but what happens if this all goes balls up? You've pretty much got nothing to rely on. So throughout my career in making fitness content, I'm going to show you how you can become irresistible for supplementation brands or maybe even clothing brands. So fitness coaching is always based around one content type, and it's most likely always going to be educational. And that's the personal route that I've taken. I've done pretty much all my content based on educational, which are, giving diet recipes, showing people how to do exercises, etc. But that's not necessarily what brands like to see, to be honest. What they like to see is traveling. They like to see, you as a person, your physique updates, etc. Because when people are buying into that and are interested in that, then it's easier to sell supplementation and it's easier to sell, clothing sponsors, where most brands won't like to see somebody promoting their own brand as much. So what they'll do is they'll go to the vulnerable influencers that have millions of followers but don't know how to build a business and basically take advantage of them. It's the exact same advice I give to you guys in prior videos when you ask me, who should I hire? And I always tell you, never hire someone with an entrepreneur mindset. It's a terrible idea, because they're constantly going to be thinking of branching off alone. Where if you can get somebody that genuinely sees the vision and that's willing to work, you can bring them further than they would with their own business. They just have to be all in and understand the vision. And someone that has that entrepreneur mindset will never be able to understand the vision. So therefore, whenever I've worked with huge companies in the past, like some that I won't even say because I've been in NDA contracts, but basically these companies would not have gelled well with me because they're asking me to promote things 10 times a week, and I'm just like, this will completely dilute my fitness coaching company. So it is going to be difficult for you to be a fitness coach and get some form of supplement sponsor, but I'm going to show you how you can leverage what you have that other people don't. And what you have is a coaching company, which honestly, I don't see anybody trying to pitch supplement brands. I do it because I'm fucking smart, but nobody else does it. Most people will have supplement sponsors and they will, have discount codes for their clients, but that's valuable. You have clients that are going to be purchasing supplements on probably a monthly basis. You're going to be generating this supplement brand a lot of cash and you probably don't even realize it. So personally, a big leverage point for me when somebody has ever approached me for a potential supplement sponsor, let's just say for an example, or a clothing sponsor or something that will benefit my clients, maybe like a fitness accessories brand where they sell resistance bands or something, or a home gym equipment sponsor, your fitness coaching client base is so much more important and such an easier sell than your followers, because you can't force your followers to buy something. Well, I suppose you can't really force anybody to buy anything, even if they're your clients or not, but they trust you a bit more. Now, a key part of this process is you don't become that person that accepts any sponsor. If you become that person, you're just going to be that guy who promotes everything for free and you just look like a tick. I personally know so many influencers who fucking promote car washes for free. They promote fucking their dinner at a restaurant for free. And it's like, stop promoting so much and stop selling your soul for everything. Just buy your dinner, buy your fucking car wash and stop being a scabby prick. But however, that's a topic for another day. I haven't done any brand promotion in the last 3 years or 2 years. My last brand promotion was 2 years ago because I only sell for high figure contracts because people and brands will see me as an extreme authority figure because I don't sell my soul. When I promote something, most people are like, okay, right, this guy isn't promoting shit. He never promotes shit. Like, this must be actually good. And that's because I hold my values close to my heart. Like, I will never promote a supplement brand that I don't believe in, that I haven't personally tested. I will never promote a clothing company that I don't personally wear. I'll never promote a fitness gym equipment that I've never used. I just wouldn't do it. So a big must is that you always stay true to yourself and that you actually like and use the products that you're going to be promoting. Now, that being said, how do you get ahead with this leverage point? Obviously, of course, you do need to reach out to them initially. So, any type of supplement sponsor, I think, will be, or if you have a lot of clients that train from home, or an accessory company, anything like this, will be extremely beneficial for them and you as well. And when it's beneficial for them, you can negotiate good contracts. The thing that you need to figure out is your total active clients, and you also need to figure out what you could potentially give to them that would benefit their journey, but also benefit you and the supplement brand sponsor. So for an example, all of my fitness clients will always get a supplementation protocol. It's a part of my fitness coaching service. I always give a supplementation protocol, and the common things that are included in pretty much every single person's plan is creatine, some form of whey protein to mixed in with recipes, maybe a multivitamin and an electrolyte, let's just say. So there are 4 products, and for most websites that will total to around $80 to $100, depending how much the client's dosages are. That could be a monthly order, that could be an order every 2 months, but do the maths. So let's just say you've got 300 active clients. So this is a bit more of an example for someone on my scale that can negotiate higher contracts. If you've got 300 active clients as your coaching company scales, and let's just say per client spends $100 per month on supplements, that's gonna be $30,000 that you're going to be generating them. Do you know what I mean? So when you look at it from that time frame, especially over a 12-month time period, you're going to be generating them $360,000. So you're telling me you can negotiate something anywhere between like $80 to maybe $120,000 in salaries? Of course you can. Absolutely you can. Now, of course, this will depend on what the splits are. Some people will prefer low monthly salaries and very, very high commission and generous commission. I would personally prefer security when it comes to this case, because supplement sponsors are volatile, right? They could literally cut you off tomorrow. So I would prefer having a monthly base salary contracted that we can keep in writing, and then we can have low commission, something like 5% on sales or something like that. Now, of course, if you do generate, fucking 5% on sales on something this high, that means per year you're going to make around $18,000 in commissions. So like, let's just say you do get paid 80 grand for a base salary, which I think is very fair, because then you're giving them 280 profit. Then you're going to get 18k that year in commissions. You're pretty much on a 6-figure contract. That's 98k. So I want you to truly know today that you can negotiate, and this will be based on your active clients. You need to show proof in the pudding. So of course, attach all of your insights for your socials, your Instagrams, your TikToks, your Facebooks, your YouTubes, your Snapchats, whatever you may have. Just FYI, the thing that most people care about is demographics. Like, most companies will care most about demographics. They want to see Ireland, UK, USA, maybe Australia if it's an Australian based brand that deliver there. They want to see demographics over the age of 18. They don't care much for 14 to 18 year olds. They want to see aged up demographics. They want to see correct countries, or not correct, but first world countries, because that's who they'll be mainly delivering to. And they want to see high engagement. So put it this way, this all stems from content. You need to pick your finger out of your ass when it comes to content and start creating better content. Like, this will open up so many opportunities for you. So like, just as an example, like for a fitness coaching company, I could be making, let's just say I make 1.5 million a year, let's just say, right? At that point, you're making 1.5 million a year, divide that by 12. Right, so let's just say 125k a month minimum. Then you're making now an extra 98k a year. So then divide that by 12. That means you're now up to 133 grand a month. Now let's just say you make 5 grand from YouTube ad revenue. Let's just say that's going to be an extra 5. And then on merch sales, let's just say if you've got a high amount of clients, you should be making anywhere between 5 to 10k per month. But let's just go on the low end. Let's just say you're making 5k per month on merch sales. So that makes your monthly income salary, instead of it being 125,000, now it's 143,000. You know what I mean? Which is nearly an extra $20,000. So at that point, you're going to be able to make a lot more smarter investments. That $20,000 can go directly into investments that generate you 5 to 10%. Well, let's just say 10 to 15% per year. I mean, at that point, let's just say you save up $100,000, you're going to be making $20,000 extra dollars per year, give or take, on interest rates, on percentage gains on your investments. So ultimately, at that point, it's going to bring you up to $150,000. That's an extra $25,000 on top of your salary when you start prioritizing content and negotiating well. That brings you up, instead of 1.5 million per year, you're going to make 1.8 million per year. And this is just by understanding your true values as a coach and how you can negotiate better deals. So you just need to have your total active clients. You need to have your pitch. You need to tell them how you benefit them as a company. You just say, okay, well, not only do I have my social media platform there, because this is what we have over other influencers. Influencers are just fucking influencers, right? They just do day in the life videos in their underwear with their dick out, right? People on my level will sometimes do day in the life with their dick out, right? We'll have a solidified business of clients that trust them in the back end that we can then filtrate their products through. If beneficial towards the clients from a trustworthy source, they're going to buy more frequently. So we've got all the selling point here. You just need to use it correctly. So active clients, average sale value that you think each client will generate, do the maths, and you can negotiate. I would say 10% is the reasonable amount, especially if it's your first time around getting a, some form of sponsorship, and especially if you've got low following. I'm 110% sure that you could generate 10% of your total amount that you will generate them. So if you're going to make them 100 grand a year, you can absolutely negotiate 10k. And in some cases, you can even negotiate more. The reason why I was able to negotiate so much is not only do I believe that I'll be able to make them probably $20,000 a month in supplementations, purchases from the clients, but I also have a social media following of over 3 million. So of course, I'm probably going to be able to make them an extra $20,000 on that front. So in that scenario, I'm going to be selling them $40,000 worth of products over a 12-month time frame. I'm going to be generating them $500,000 this year. So of course, I'm able to sit there and say, okay, well, I want 25% of 480,000.
It's 120,000.
So there you have it. That's what you need to do today. And if you don't have a big enough client base and a big enough following, then you've got a different issue. You need to focus on content. You really, really need to put the work in content. If you want to be one-to-one mentored by me, you can click the link below. Again, like I've done it all. You can hear it today. I haven't just grown a coaching business. I've literally done it all. Everything you could think of, I've done it. I'm leading proof of that. Anything is possible. Or if you want to just keep watching more content, you can hit the page to subscribe up here or just click on to the next video. That being said, see you in the next one.